Эй, всем привет! Меня зовут Вячеслав, это канал Surface Play. Сегодня мы проходим игру Broken Sword, в переводе «Сломанный меч». Жанр игры квест. Ну что ж, поехали. Мне хочется с козой разговаривать.
The rope by which the goat was tethered had become tangled on the old plowshare.
И зачем он это сделал? Коза, наверное, не пустила бы нас все равно туда. О, опять что ли за разгадки будет идти? Ну, давай возьмем сначала все отсюда.
As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris. I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints. I reached into the sack. The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand. As I swung the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand. I placed my fingers in the 5 impressions left by the fallen stone. It was weird. They fit perfectly.
Все, я понял, статую надо будет поставить вот сюда.
I placed my fingers and thumb into the holes in the wall. Nothing happened.
И как же мне тебя поднять теперь?
I tried in vain to move the panel.
Гипс. Как это нет? Ну, может, сначала посмотреть надо.
I sprinkled the plaster on the sand until the holes were filled. I smoothed the plaster level with the sand. It was my first experience of home improvement. I smoothed...
И что мне дальше делать? Еще гипс раз. Нет, значит, да? Точно. Вода.
The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster. I eased the solid piece of plaster from the sand. Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue. The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
Тем же вечером в Париже. Неужели нам дадут за нее поиграть?
I had messages waiting to be played.
You have 3 messages.
Ты ж сидела дома весь
It's
день.
me, your favorite editor. Guess what? I'm gonna give you a second chance. I need somebody to write the TV column. Pays lousy, so what's new? If you're interested, drop by the office. In fact, drop by the office anyway. We have to talk, Nico. That story of yours I spiked. It won't go away. You've made some dangerous enemies out there.
Hey, Nico, it's your old pal. I mean, your new pal, George. Whoa, Ireland. It's a whole different country. And I got some amazing news for you. Gem of a story, in fact. Gotta go. Yeah, fella here's got a drink lined up for me. See you tomorrow, Nico. Slonsha. Yep, only here for a day and I'm speaking the lingo like a local.
Mademoiselle Coulard, this is Imelda Carchon. I wanted to thank you for being so understanding when... Come to lunch, why don't you? Tomorrow. I might have more news. There's a Monsieur Merlon coming to see me this evening. He says he knows why Pierre was murdered. In fact, he'll be here shortly. I shall let you know what he says. Goodbye, dear girl. Till tomorrow.
Merlin? My God. Merlin's the killer. I better get over there and warn her now. When it came to being two-faced, Imelda was up there with the best. I owed her nothing. But I couldn't just let her die.
В общем, должны мы бабище спасти.
I arrived to find the Palais Royal courtyard deserted. I only hoped that I'd beaten the assassin here. I had to warn Imelda before it was too late. That broken window looked like the best way in. That broken window...
У нас все забрано, это хорошо. Я думал, все-таки потеряли мы вот эту вещицу. Давай скомбинируем. Не хочешь.
The intercom system wasn't backside.
Но фон не работает, дверь закрыта.
Locked?
Давай залазить будем. Или ты открутить хочешь что-то?
I unhooked the first wire.
Хитрая-то какая.
I released the second wire. Even with both wires removed, the statue remained upright. If I could deconstruct this, I could deconstruct anything.
Да тут, в принципе, одного троса достаточно было бы.
The plastic sheet was thick and strong. I'd need more than my hands to tear it.
Ну, возьми я там, не знаю, патрон.
My God, I'm too late. Imelda. Oh no.
Nico?
Don't worry, you're going to be alright.
You know that isn't true.
It was Merlin, wasn't it?
Dressed as a cavalier. Absurd. You came to warn me, didn't you?
I must be crazy.
Let me see you, Nico.
All this time you were just using me. Which one is the real Imelda?
You are an extraordinary girl.
Thierry would have been so proud of you.
You didn't know my father.
So like him. Something about the eyes. I wish we'd had time to get to know each other.
Значит, она все-таки знала ее отца.
She cheated me, lied to me, used me. But why? Even in death, Imelda looked the same. Beautiful, inscrutable. The Ice Queen alone in her ice palace. I opened it. Inside was a tiny gold key. I took the key. I had to leave. I knew I could never return.
Я даже знаю, чего тут ключик.
In the dim light, I caught the reflection of something metallic. A small, sinister-looking metal disc had been tucked under my father's box. It was a bug. Oh, chère cousine. You left me a little present. You shouldn't have. You don't scare me. Espèce de...
Я же говорю, что в ящике находится. Ну нет, она сначала все расскажет всем, но потом начнет искать. Правильно все.
I took out the key. I couldn't believe it. Imelda's key opened my father's box. I dreaded what I was going to find inside. It was a
Третья сейчас
photograph of
фотография.
Imelda. But why here? In my father's box. I felt as if a black hole had swallowed me up. Imelda and Carchon grinning. While behind them a village was being razed to the ground. Its people butchered. And there, next to them, staring out at me across the years, my own father. There was a letter. I feared there was even worse to come. Hotel St. George, Algiers, Friday. My darling Thierry, by the time you read this, you'll be safely out of Africa. You need not fear. Pierre and the organization do not know who you are really working for, or about us. Did you think I would betray you? I could not. You wanted me to leave him, but I don't have your courage. I know too much of what has been going on here. They would find me and they would kill us both. Enjoy your life in Paris, Thierry. Your life of honor, of patriotic duty. Do they give medals to spies? No. They'll just give you a funny job in an embassy somewhere. I could never share that with you. Imagine me, a diplomat's wife. So I must stay here with Pierre, the two of us bound together by what we have done to this country. Au revoir, my love. You will be in my heart until I die. Imelda, suddenly everything made sense. My father had been working undercover for the government. He was one of the good guys after all. He and Imelda must have fallen in love. She'd found out who he really was, so he had to leave. It had broken her heart, but she had never revealed it to anyone. I knew I couldn't either. Whatever he was doing, he'd had good reason to keep it secret. I decided I would respect that and tell nobody.
На следующее утро.
I knew it was George. For a moment I was tempted to pretend that I was out. Or ask him to go away and come back later. But then... Come in.
Hello, George. So, where did you stay last night?
At McDevitt's. I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys.
That explains why you look so ill today. Did you get any sleep at all?
Not much. I had to share the room with another guy.
Did he snore?
Hardly. He was dead,
And you say Pigram has disappeared?
without a trace. But my visit wasn't a complete waste of time.
Pigram's gem?
The Templar's gem. Whoever Jacques Marquet is, he's in for a disappointment.
Jacques Marquet?
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man. Do you want to look after the gem?
No, George. I'd be too tempted to sell it.
Look, Nico, a handful of plaster.
Yeah. Why is it that men never really grow up?
What's your problem, sister?
Your pockets stuffed with useless junk like little boys.
You never know when useless junk might come in handy. Let's take another look at the map. There's a...
Пропустить нельзя его, да?
There's...
Надо обязательно все прокликать.
And through my...
What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, all I've got... I can't sit here all...
Okay. And why don't you see if Porthos have anything?
Okay. Anything else I can do for you? Shopping, a trip to the laundromat?
Just take care of yourself.
I so much wanted to talk to George about everything that had happened, but I knew I never could. My father's connection to Africa would have to remain a secret forever. His bravery would be known only to the government, and to me. Revealing it would just damage his memory. People would take the story and twist it. Before long, he would be the villain and Carchon would be the hero. I know how they do that. I'm a journalist.
Так, здесь мы все сделали. Это хорошо. Музей крови.
Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
I found this gem at a medieval site in Ireland.
That means nothing to me, monsieur.
How did you manage to get this job?
I had the right qualifications, a military manner, squeaky shoes, and an irrational hatred of children.
Does this white powder...
No, it doesn't.
Thanks for your help.
Ничего нам не сообщит. Вопрос. Полицейский участок, а его здесь нету, мента, да?
Sergeant Moo?
Yes.
Would you like to shake my hand, Sergeant?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur. The gesture could be misconstrued.
See you later, Sergeant.
Ну, сюда явно не надо. И здесь тоже ничего. А что в дневнике? И он опять с нами не захочет говорить.
Hi there. Who? I'm... so I take... Oh.
Куда ты не хочешь зайти, ясно? Только музей остается, и все, что ли? Почему ты не хочешь решетку туда двинуть?
No, mister. Okay, okay. This is ridiculous. I could be here for hours. No, mister. No. No. Okay, okay.
Может, вот током ударить? Это не его, вот этого.
Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
I found this...
That means not.
How did you...
I had a minute.
Thanks for your help.
No, monsieur.
Okay.
Ну, отвернись-то, я посмотреть хочу, тронуть.
No,
okay.
No,
okay.
No,
okay.
Но нам надо как-то эту штуку добыть.
No,
okay.
Да как ты спиной-то видишь?
No,
okay, okay.
Watch out! You would have done.
Maybe not.
Ничего тогда не пойму я. Здесь тоже никуда. Кафе Шанфель. А зачем мне сюда тыкать-то? По телефону поговорить? Разговаривать не хочет. Хотя, стой, дай-ка я полицейский этот проверю сначала.
No, monsieur? But
No way.
if you say
No. That is not a good idea. I found it
what were you doing down there?
fishing for clues. That's where the clown went.
You still insist you saw a clown, monsieur?
Of course. And this novelty nose proves it.
It will take more than a plastic proboscis to convince Inspector Rousseau.
You don't want this as evidence, then?
Certainly not, monsieur.
Does this...
That's a double-line Swedish with... Now, that's unusual. Pre-war...
Really?
I haven't seen a reinforced Anderson outside of a private collection.
It's rare, then?
In this part of the world, yes. There are only 3 places these are made. Taiwan, Manila, and Slough.
That is not... What do you suppose this tool is used for, Sergeant?
It looks like something an obstetrician would use, monsieur.
It was with tools like this that the clown made his escape.
I don't understand.
He opened up the hole and disappeared into the bowels of the earth.
If you say so, monsieur.
I'd like to report...
Yes, monsieur? Where is the victim?
I'm the victim. I've been harassed by a pair of thugs.
I see. And where did this alleged assault take place?
Outside the Hotel Ubu. They stopped me as I was leaving and went through my pockets.
Could you describe the suspects, monsieur?
One looked like a gorilla, and the other looked like a weasel. Their names are Flap and Guido.
I'll get them this time.
Have you heard of a man called Marquet?
Yes. He used to be known...
Which hospital?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of...
Because he lived in Montmartre.
Yeah, but why the Mole?
I don't know. Maybe he...
See you later, Sergeant. It was just some police paperwork, Ernest.
И это все, что мы можем сделать, да? Это я по всему миру буду путешествовать, как я понял. И здесь ничего не предпринять, да?
Pardon me. We may... Can you give me...
Certainly, that.
What's the... Do you... Don't you... What kind of... Yeah. Can I take...
What? That how... How... It's... Do you not eat it? And they are where of course not. Do you not eat that?
Yeah.
Mo, you don't. You what? It.
Why don't you... Do you... You're... Thanks.
Come in.
Hello, George. What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man. I can't sit here.
Okay, and what?
Okay. Shopping.
И как же мне с Россо связаться? Ну, больница.
I felt a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to rob a grave. I gripped the handle with an involuntary tremble in my hand and pulled. The door was locked.
Сколько ходов-то?
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
I'm looking for a guy named Jacques Marquet.
In which department does he work?
He doesn't. He's a patient.
I see. You do realize there are strict policies regarding visiting our...
This is important.
We make no exception.
It's a matter of life and...
The well-oiled running of this hospital is a... That's why...
I think I ought to warn you that Marquet is not what he's...
Explain your...
He's in league with a bunch of guys who want to take over the world.
Nonsense. Besides, Marquet's employers have paid in advance for...
Could you tell me who Marquet's employers are?
Certainly.
Врачебная тайна.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plan. They were my idea.
A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Yeah, I'm his, long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yeah, people always say that. I blame Mom. We were separated at an early age, after a mix-up in the nursery at the Oakland shopping mall.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life.
I guess not. So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the Bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
Has Marquet had a visit?
I should hope not. Can you just...
A thin guy who looks like a...
Sounds as if they escaped from the zoo.
What does this gem suggest to you?
I advise you not to flash that around.
Is this...
I'm allergic to plaster.
Can you think of any use for this greasy tissue?
I guess you could use it to baste a roast turkey.
Have you...
No, sir.
What does the...
Oh, it's a clown.
Have you heard of the club out...
No.
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see. He was on Ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh, dear. He's on Ward J2. That's... Nurse Grendel's ward.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movement, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
If Nurse Grendel is that...
She's like part of the furniture.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse...
Down the corridor on the right again at the executive coffee lounge. Fair left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's...
I'd like to shake you by...
Don't be fresh, young man.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Так, надо врача попробовать током ударить.
Excuse me, sir. May I have the honor of shaking you by the hand?
You may not. I don't encourage physical contact between my staff.
Thanks for your help. As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow. Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I know.
Oh, yeah?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile.
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
It's a deal.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not until I've washed, if you don't mind, sir.
Do you know where...
No, I'm not...
Have you seen...
No, sir. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals, I'll bet you would. With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressing.
It must be a great comfort.
He is.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
How come you got so attached to a polish...
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you? I don't mind. I heard them snorking behind me back when I go...
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
The connector in the socket supplied electricity to the polishing machine. The connector in the socket...
Ну так вытащи ты ее.
Hey now, you can't go in.
How come?
I'm responsible for the...
Ну, значит, вытаскивал.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket,
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
Hello.
Oh, hi. No.
Right.
are you having trouble with Mr. Shiny?
Yes, I am. I don't know what's got into him today. He keeps pulling his plug.
See you later.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse.
You'll need this, Doctor.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
What is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, Doctor.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for...
Ладно, не будем издеваться.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Койка номер 3, это, наверное, вот это.
Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it. I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job. Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
I'll come back later. Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Так. Что там вдалеке-то находится?
Doctor! What is it? You haven't taken my blood pressure.
Я же измерил тебе давление.
Seems fine to me. You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
Oh,
what now?
You
Okay, let...
Понял я все.
I'll come back. Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
Do you want this?
Device for measuring blood pressure?
Yeah, do you want it back?
No, thank you.
Do you have a patient named Mark?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
Why is Mark...
If you wish to know more, all I know...
Do you know who paid...
No, of course I...
Preferential treatment?
That's not my...
What's wrong with...
He was involved... A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition, it's unlikely...
It's an ill wind. Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Оу. А туда я смогу пройти? А, тут без разницы.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Yes, sir? Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny.
Bunny?
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit. Shake my hand, Benoit.
I don't think that's a good idea, sir.
How come?
Dermatitis.
I don't have dermatitis.
I do.
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something. Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, miss. This is my... I can't wait to... I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean to get my hands dirty with the nurse.
Shut up, Benoit.
Okay, sir.
Do you know anything?
No, sir.
I've never met a doctor.
I'm on it.
Ну измерь ты тому давление.
See you later.
Right.
Excuse me, sir.
Aha! Just the man. You must be the...
Yeah, I must...
Well, stop wandering about and make... Bunny! Come here. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him? He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real stuff.
Ой, стой. Это ж хорошо, теперь он измерит давление.
Hey, Benoit.
Yes, sir?
You still have that gauge I gave you?
Oh, yes. What do you want me to do with it?
Use it on Eric Sotmo.
Okay.
I'm Dr. Stobar.
Bonjour, doctor.
Have you heard of a guy called Marquet?
He's in quarantine, doc. Right behind this here door.
Marquet is just the man I wanted to see.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you. He had anthrax.
I have to visit my patient.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant.
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Well, I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits you.
Thanks. Would you like to...
What for?
As a gesture of goodwill.
On reflection?
Have you seen any
Yeah, I have.
A gorilla and a weasel?
No. This was a tatty old bear.
How was the bear acting suspiciously?
Well, he was wearing a homburg.
Is that against the law?
No, but it's pretty weird for a bear.
Catch you later, officer.
Au revoir, doc.
Marquet?
Yes, I am Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I just want to know what I should do with the jam.
The Lochmar jam.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the assassins.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you will send in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grandmaster. Quickly tell him that I have found the tripod. Right here in Paris.
You have it?
Not yet, but it's being taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know them as for Klausner. He has gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the...
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. Herr Hagenmeyer was to hear that.
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
Ah, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter! The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Stand back, monsieur.
Hello, George.
Ну что ж, давайте мы продолжим с вами в следующей серии. Оцените видео, оставляйте комментарии, подписывайтесь на канал. Всем спасибо за просмотр, всем пока.